our way to go look at the 97 F250 7.3 liter Powerstroke. You know, I kind of just passively look at Marketplace and Craigslist, hoping to find a deal on, you know, a clean, unmolested
take a slight
truck.
right turn.
And you just don't find them. You really don't. And one popped up in Georgia. We're bringing some batteries and see if we can get her going. She hasn't run in 3 years. Should be interesting. So here we have her, the mighty, legendary 7.3. Very large displacement, very little power. It honestly looks pretty straight, pretty clean. The interior is really not that bad. I mean, it's a basic work model, but actually very clean. The bed's got, I could probably actually work out a deal with maybe one of the local homeless man scrappers. But honestly, I'm liking what I'm seeing. All right, so we're gonna swap these batteries out for the ones that were in my John boat. I think they'll do her. This battery didn't even have bolts and the terminal clamps, which is good. Helps for getting a strong connection. So I'm actually doubling the jumps as a clamp, so that's good. And then let's give her a little bit of that old razzle dazzle, you know. Yeah, some people say you don't want to put a lot, but those people would be wrong. Come on, baby, let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. She ain't doing it. She don't want it. This is frustrating. Let's try that again. Oh, a little backfire pop. I like that. Got something out of her. This is what you want. You want the vice grips as your central grounding location for all your other leads to connect. So, you know, that's good. Just don't close the hood like that, because you will have a little bit of a fireworks show if you do. The ether was a little bit much. She didn't like it. We're gonna get a gas rag and just kind of set it right there, and that'll be more of a gingerly way of approaching this thing to get this little girl to just coax her to life versus just a hard shot of ether. She didn't like that. The gas rag, some batteries. See what happens. Oh, all right. That wasn't good. Anyways, we're burning your trash bucket here. I might just say I should just buy this without ever getting it running. Might get a better deal. I mean, look at this headliner. No blood stains or other fecal matter on the ceiling. That's actually quite rare on these. All right, we're about 4 hours into this adventure and the truck is home. We went and got some new batteries here, so we should have some decent connections. Let's see if we're spinning over any quicker now. All right, got my little spray boy here. Perfect. We're gonna give her a go. Got connections worked out. All right, we honk to spray ether. Stop. Only spray when I tell you to spray, when I honk. I did. No, you kept spraying it. You're an idiot.
I got bored and it didn't do anything.
It's now day 2. We spent a good amount of time yesterday messing with this. One issue that I've realized now is we went ahead and hooked up the lift pump just to, you know, water bottle of diesel, and it wasn't pulling at all. So that's an obvious problem. So we'll start there. So we're gonna go ahead and try and put new lift pump in her today. I really don't have that great of a tool collection at my disposal up here in Tallahassee. I got everything out of the way for the fuel flump. It's set for the 1 1/4 inch banjo bolt on the back, which is known to be kind of tricky to get out. If I were back home, I'd take a wrench I already have, cut it, weld it, you know, grind it, make it however I need it to, get it out. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. Up here in Tallahassee, I have very limited tools. In fact, my lighting is actually this motion detected yard light, but it works good. You just got to make sure you wiggle your hands in front of every now and again to keep her going. So the plan to make this wrench work is to grind her down flat. All right, our wrench here worked. So the lift pump is completely disconnected, but it appears to be very stuck down in its hole. So my idea, which is a good idea, but the execution it's poor. What I did have is I had an old, I think a printer power cord that was broken, and a shovel. And so I had kind of stuck this here, and I can lift up here, and I think I've got about I don't know, 8-to-1 leverage there. But she's just not moving. The extension cord's kind of, the power cord here is stretching. Maybe this is the last thing we do with the truck up here in Tallahassee, and focus our efforts on just getting it back home. Okay, so we're on our way back from Orlando to Tallahassee to go pick up the truck. We've got the Suburban here. We're having some problem with it just tail wagging all over the place. So we've got all of our weight. We got some chains, a battery, some binders. Just stick it all right there. And we're hoping this will settle her down to where we can go over 60 without feeling like we may end up in a guardrail. Come on, little girl. She's still moving. That's all Harbor Freight. Okay, hold, brake hard, brake hard, brake hard, brake hard. Let's go get our wheel stop right here. Okay. All right, we're gonna have Big Joe pushing here. See if that makes any difference. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, he's so strong. All right, letting her come down. We'll go a little more. Oh. The brakes don't work on the truck at all, and she rolled a little too far forward. Should have had a block ready to stop her. We didn't. So she's too far forward, and now we got to get her back. So we got to chain to a tree, and I'm just gonna try and drive the trailer out from underneath her a little bit. So this little winch here and this crossover saved us. She took a beating. Look at that dent right there. Man, I might have messed up the radiator. Hopefully didn't. But wow, that could have been bad. About crushed the tailgate on the Suburban.
It ripped the tree down.
Oh wow.
We're hoping it's not a shocker.
That was too close for comfort. All right, I gotta get the chainsaw out. We got 2 chains and binders here, working on pulling it back. We're up to the point of that bump there, which is gonna get tight.
All right, we're gonna try to pull her back. Got the tree. Hopefully this tree's a little more stout. Keep an eye on the axle here.
Okay.
Yeah. So not really sure how proper way to do this is. First time ever hauling a car, but we know that this is not the right way to do it. It's going through the leaf springs. Got her loaded up about 2 hours later. She's dripping diesel fluid. So she'll be dripping the whole way home.
So we successfully got the truck back to Orlando yesterday. Needless to say, it did not go without its fair share of hiccups and issues. Glad to have her back. About to clean out the garage and get to work on her. There's a good couple 100 pounds of pressure upward on this thing right now. Yeah, there we go.
Woo! Baby popped.
And she came out in one piece. And this little guy didn't fall on the engine like they usually do. So I'm quite proud of that. I haven't seen any videos of anyone doing that.
So the ones who didn't know how to load a truck on a trailer
Do know how to pull a fuel pump.
do know how to pull a fuel
Redeemed
pump.
myself.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the old starter out, new one in from Amazon, DB Electric. I put that in all my stuff. Cheap Chinese, but they seem to work pretty well.
Yeah.
The new fuel pump is in. It's pulling fuel. So we're gonna crank her over. Okay, she's spinning over pretty fast. But I'm noticing that tack isn't moving at all, which makes me wonder if my cam position sensor is working, because the tack's not moving. When I hook it up to a scan tool, I still get nothing. And after trying a couple different cam position sensors and messing around, finally realize that the cam sensor wiring here is a little chewed. All right, we've got her all back together. Time to give her a little try here and see what happens. Okay, we got RPM gauge now. Okay, so we've been at a standstill for a little bit, and kind of doing the same thing it did before, where it's got oil pressure, it's got fuel pressure, injectors are buzz testing. Just doesn't make sense. Gas rag didn't really seem to help. New cam position sensor, but I switched back to the old one after, I don't know, it's the last ditch effort. She's gonna light up here. All right, now that she's running halfway decent, it's time to get all the grime, the 4 or 5 years worth of mildew and buildup off her, and see how this little piggy cleans up. So here we have her. She's running decent. Been around the road, been on the block a few times. Got it all cleaned up as good as it'll get out in the sunlight. What a beautiful rig.
Just ignore the hood there.
That'll go well with the hood stack.
There's a little Bondo right here. We're gonna put some tape as a backing, then Bondo it, fill it in nicely. Do a little cold start.
So part one is basically wrapped up, and that is get the truck bought, get it home, get it running, verify everything mechanically seems fine, and it does. It runs good, transmission shift's solid. It's got a few leaks and things to take care of, but next part's gonna be getting it kind of better to where it's more of a daily driver and getting it looking a little better. So I wanna level it, get the proper period correct aluminum wheels, put it on some BFGs, throw some cab lights on, I don't know, maybe a tuner, probably a tuner. Hood stack, maybe, we'll see.
Probably, yeah. Probably a stack.
Probably, because when is it ever going to come together where it needs a more free flow exhaust and your hood is garbage? It's so easy.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's going to happen. So just stay tuned. We'll probably do 3 parts and see where she goes. But I'm happy with how far we are now, and I feel very hopeful for the future.